Good afternoon, welcome to the Inspiring Inkin Facebook page. I'm Amanda Fowler and welcome to launch of the 2020 annual catalogue, part 1. Today's Wednesday and there is going to be a live Thursday and Friday as well. So if you can just bear with me a second, I'm in a completely different space to where I am normally. So I just need to check that everything is working and check on my iPad that I'm live in the right place. But if you're here, welcome and thank you very much for joining me. Do leave me a comment, send me some hearts, anything like that whilst I check to make sure I'm live. Oh, it looks like I am in the right place and everything. So let's just... And then the screen went blank. I hope your screen isn't blank. Yes! Hooray, hooray, hooray! I am in the right place. And everything. Brilliant. So I'm just going to share this into my Inspiring Inkin group, which is Inspiring Inkin Crafting Corner, if you want to join me there. And it looks like I am in the right space. Ooh, okay, so let's... Yes, it's been a bit crazy this morning. Technology is not my friend again. But thank you so much for joining me. So here is Chris and Marion and Roz and Becky and Julie and Belinda and Pauline is here and Sheridan's here as well. So thank you. Thank you so much. If you're watching this on the replay, if you're watching it on Facebook on the replay, you'll be able to see the comments as they come up. If you're watching it on my blog or on YouTube, you won't actually see the comments, but I will try and read them out as I'm responding to them. And yeah, so welcome. So I saw quite a few of you yesterday. Has anything exciting happened? Maybe started shopping in the new book? This is what I'm going to talk to you about. I've got a bit of housekeeping-y stuff to talk about first, but I'm just seeing who else has arrived. Mel's here, Maureen's here, Viv's here. Viv's got the sound working. That's good. Technology, honestly. Right, okay. So, the new catalogue launched this morning. There seem to be a few gremlins in the online store at the moment. A few items aren't showing. And they are available, it's just for some reason they're not showing in the online store. So if you're having trouble, send me an email and when I get off the live I will get it sorted out for you. Or if you just wait a little bit, the little elves are busy tapping away and sorting out the coding. So they are on it, but obviously it just takes a little bit of time. Now, for my European customers, your in-language stores launched this morning as well. So there is now a French, a German and a Dutch online store. And we've had a bit of a problem this morning because my links are linked to me because I'm in the UK. So when you follow a link to purchase something or to my online store, in the top left hand corner where it says shopping with Amanda, it probably says United Kingdom. You need to change that to France, Germany, Austria or the Netherlands if that's where you're shopping from before you start shopping, because it's throwing things out of baskets, which is very sad when you've picked all the things that you want. So make sure you click on the language or the country that you're shopping from first and then do your order. Okay, so Sarah's here. Hillary's here. Trish is here, who still hasn't got her catalogue. Okay, Trish. I'll message you later. You might have to do a socially distanced doorstep collection. Chris has mentally spent a fortune. And Sam's here as well. Hi, Sam. And Kerry's here as well. Okay, so what we're going to do today and tomorrow and Friday. So today I'm going to talk you through a few of the awesome things in the catalogue that you might not have seen yet, or you might have skimmed past. There's quite a few things that I want to draw your attention to, and then I have got a product suite to share with you, and I already know it's popular because I've seen it in some of the shopping that's been happening this morning, which is really exciting. It's one of my favourite product suites. And so I'm going to do some crafting as well, and I've got some giveaways. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the giveaways first, because you might want to win something. So I have 3 prizes here. I have a stamp and pierce mat, which currently are in such short demand. No, long demand, short supply. I'll find the right words eventually. So, stamp and pierce mat. You should not use your photopolymer stamps without this. I have some meerkats, because who doesn't love meerkats? And I also have a new set of embossing folders as well. And on my lovely page, I've frozen. So I'm hoping that I haven't frozen with you. Yeah, no, that's okay. So there are 3 prizes, and to enter, all you have to do is make a comment. If you want to share the video, I'd love that. If you want to tag people in, if you want to answer my questions, do that. The more times that you comment, the more likely you are to win a prize. What I will do at tomorrow, so what day is it today? Wednesday. So tomorrow, 1 o'clock, before I come live again, I will count up the number of comments. I will do a random number generator and count down and work out who's won the prizes, and then I'll announce that tomorrow. Hopefully that makes sense. So yeah, you don't have to do anything other than chat to me, because that's important. Prudence is here. Brilliant. I'm so pleased your catalogue arrived for you and Hannah. And Mel's lost me. Okay, Mel, I don't know why I'm saying this, because you've lost me. Refresh the page and that usually works. Okay, right, so they're the prizes for today. So that's the first thing. So I did say, if you've got a catalogue, because I know you haven't all got a catalogue, you'll need it to kind of play along. So the first thing I'm going to ask you is, what is your favourite stamp set in the catalogue? So just list it all. You can have more than one if you want to, but yeah, what's your favourite? I'm struggling with a favourite again at the moment, because there's so many different ones that I really, really like. But let me just show you. But I'm loving this one, which is the Pampered Pets. I'm loving the Peonies, so that is page 82. So yeah, that's this product. And actually that is what I'm going to be using in the craft along for June. So I'm very excited. I've placed those orders this morning. So I would like to know what your favourite stamp set is. Jar of Flowers as well from yesterday. That's really good. And today's stamp set, which is this one. It's Forever Fern. So I'm going to go through all the products in that suite. So yeah, so that's my favourite. So let's see. Oh, and see them all. So all the product suites. So these are bundles of products that are all designed to work together. It's usually ribbons, embossing folders, embellishments, all sorts of things that are designed to coordinate together. And the really cool thing about that is you can order everything with just one number if you want to. So let's just go to the Peony Garden page. Oh no, let's go actually to suite, and in it, I'm going to move over a bit so hopefully you'll be able to see it. In it there is a stamp set, a punch, design series paper, an embossing folder and some ribbon, and there's one code at the top, so it says Suite Collection, and there's one code which okay. So that is a few things that you might not know about the catalogue is, unless that have got matching dies, where you can see that it's sort of the blue grey area, that is showing you where it's actually going to cut. So that shows how it's going to cut. What else do I need to show you? I've got little post-it notes inside. I keep freezing. That's not good. I wonder if it's... Yeah. Ask the kids if they're doing anything. Okay. The Wi-Fi's okay, and no one's streaming anything or doing anything, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure. So there's nothing this end. It could be that Facebook is a bit glitchy. No? Okay. Okay. Right, okay. So let's just carry on and see what we can do. Okay. So can you just tell me if it starts glitching again? Okay. Right. So page 114 shows you a list of distinctive stamps. Now, distinctive stamps are really cool stamps. They are really deeply etched, and you get shading on them. And Forever Fern, which is the stamp set I'm going to be using at the moment in a few minutes, is a distinctive stamp. So I'm just showing you there. So I'm hoping that you can actually see it, that it's got quite a lot of texture in it, and you'll see when it stamps actually it's kind of a bit better that way. Brilliant. Okay, so lots more people joining and lots more suggestions of stamp sets. That's really cool. Okay. Then something else in the catalogue, just to show you, is the bundles. So a bundle is a stamp set and a punch, or a stamp set and some dies that are bundled together, and you buy both of them together and you get a 10% discount. And you know, who doesn't love a discount? So the punch bundles are on page 168, 169, and then the die bundles start on page 173. So you can actually see them there, and it's really quite clear with the shapes of the dies that you're going to be using. And then I'm just going to mention this. I'm going to hide behind it. I'm so excited. We are getting not one, but 2 die cutting and embossing machines. And they look fabulous. They fold up, so they're not going to take a big amount of space in your craft room. I'm really excited about the mini one because that's going to be easy to carry around to all my events and things. But they're not available quite yet. So we're hoping that they're going to be available sometime later this year. Not hoping, they will be available at some point later this year, but when, I don't know. I'm just going to have to be patient for them, but they look fab. Okay, nobody said I'm glitching out again, so I'm hoping that we're all good to go so I can get on with some crafting. Okay, so I did have some more questions for you. Okay, so this is, whilst I'm getting myself set up for the crafting, a bit of a scavenger hunt for you. So yesterday I showed you the jar of flowers, and there was a shaker dome. There is another type of shaker dome in the catalogue, and it goes with the stamp set. Does anybody know what shape of shaker dome we've got? So there are 2 different sorts, and which stamp sets does it go with? So that's another opportunity for you to make a comment. Jackie is asking about the machines. Do they come with plates? So they come with a base plate, 2 cutting plates, an embossing plate, and a 3D embossing plate. So the standard machine comes with that. That's the mini one. And then the big one comes with a base plate, a die plate, 2 cutting plates, and a specialty plate. And I think, if I am correct, yeah, the specialty plate is using is for the 3D embossing folders. So the only thing that doesn't come with it are impression mats, if you want to use those, or the magnetic plate. So you might have to add that too. Okay, right. So I'm just gonna get a slurp of water. Okay. You guys are doing awesome. Yes. So the snow globe, that is the other one, and you can use them. So you can use them with the Zoo set, which is called Zoo Globe, which is fab. They've also used it in the catalogue with several different other things. So you can also use it with this set, which is called Still Scenes, which was from the last autumn winter catalogue. I think there are a few other places you can use it as well. Fab. Right, so Rods has already spotted the rainbow glimmer papers. So I've asked you your favourite stamp set. What's your favourite thing that isn't a stamp set? So it can be anything. Papers or glimmer paper or, yeah, anything. So whilst you leave those comments, I'm going to have a bit of a rearrange and see if I can get some crafting on. Right. Okay. So it's going to be one of those days. So I'll see you in a second. Don't go anywhere. I'll keep talking to you whilst I change this around. Move this all around. So see, I'm on a different table that's a different size. So everything that I normally have is kind of all in different places, and I've got wires everywhere. All the wires. Okay, so let's see. Let's see what you can see. Let's see if I can pull that wire out of the way a bit. Yeah, how are we doing? Yeah, I think we are good. Right, so let's talk about this set. So this is the stamp set. There is a set of dies to coordinate with it. I'm just going to put them there. And there are all sorts of different dies. So these dies here cut out shapes. And then these dies cut out these bits. So that goes there, there, and there. So they cut out those, and there is one for this one too. I'm not sure where it is. If you could see my actual working desk, you probably would be horrified. So there is one, but it's not here. But I'm going to be able to show you, actually, let me put those away. I will show you them all cut out, because that's always the easiest way. And of course this comes as a bundle. So, there we go. I found the missing die, because there was a reason. There was a reason. So these dies, these are our new style dies, and they cut beautifully around the stamped image. And when you position it, you just need to make sure that the stamped image is just to the edge of the die, and it will cut, leaving a small border. So this is the ones that have been cut, and you can see it just leaves. Shall we try that again? It leaves a small white border all the way around. So you can see, so that is this one, and you can see how it actually cuts. Anne says that she probably wouldn't be horrified at all about the state of my desk. Yeah, but the problem is, what I'm trying to do, Anne, is show you stuff, and because I don't know where it is, it's not going to be good. Okay, so that's, actually, let me bring that back. Oh. So all of the dies together, these are all of the ones cut. And can I just point out, you've got these two leaves here, and they're like mirror images of each other. And actually, let me, oh, is that a bit better? Can you see a bit better now? I'm hoping that'll help. So they're mirror images of each other, and there are dies that cut the mirror image. And then here you've got 4 of exactly the same. So that just means it's easy to cut multiples of things. Okay, so they're the dies. Now the colour set for this suite is all greens and 1 blue. Now I am missing a green, so we've got soft seafoam, pear pizzazz, garden green, shaded spruce and pretty peacock. The colour that is missing is just jade, the new colour, which is this green. The ink pads weren't available in the pre-order, so I don't have an ink pad yet, but I did place my order at 6 o'clock this morning. So one is on its way to me. So in just jade. So you can see, and there are all the colours stamped out, and it's just such a lovely palette of colours. I really love working with shades of one colour, but you know, you can get so many different effects. It just looks really lovely. And you can see here, I'm hoping now, the beautiful, actually let me bring that up to you, see if the camera will refocus on it. The beautiful distinctive style stamp. So you've got really detailed images there. It's just so beautiful. I'm just waiting for my iPad to catch up with me. So yeah, you can see that now. So that's really cool. So they're the ink pads. Let me move that out of the way. Okay, so what else do I have to show you? Okay, so one of the prizes that I said that is going to be available for you is a set of the 2 embossing folders that go with this suite. Now they're classed as mini embossing folders, and there is nothing mini about this. It's 3 1/4 inches by 6, so it's a really good size for your card blanks and for decorating on a card. So here are the embossed images. So this one has got leaves at the top and at the bottom, and then this one has got leaves, and this looks really Cath Kidston-y styling to me. That's kind of what it reminds me of. It's really beautiful. So that's those. What else have we got? Oh, I haven't taken these out yet. These are really lovely. Ooh. So these are gold hoops. And let me just get one out. So these are a really good size. They are about 2 1/4 inches across diameter. They're really quite sturdy. They're going to be brilliant for making wreaths and doing some bit of macrame on your cards. I think that's going to be really cool. So that's in the product suite as well. And then we've got the papers. So let's have a quick look at the papers. This is so lovely. This is like a watercolor wash stripe. I would love to be able to do that as a watercolor wash. And so you've got leaves, obviously pretty much all leaves, but all different styles of leaves. And you've got some lines there. You've got more exotic plants. And this is what I was meaning. This is the same thing as the embossing folder. Very kind of Kath Kidson. More leaves. Oh, that's sending my eyes a bit funny. And then this one, which is ferns, but looks like watercolour washed ferns, and then polka dots. So the papers are amazing. Embossing folders, rings, so many things. And then the last, two more things to show you. So this is the trim, and this I love. So I've got a little hint and tip for you. This trim, this gold trim, is made up of about 10 strands. So you can separate this out and use like 1 or 2, so it means it'll go a long way. You can use it obviously as it is. What I suggest you do though is when you cut it, put a little bit of sellotape on the end, just to hold the little end pieces together. It's really, really lovely. I'm just trying to get a bit more light on where I'm working. I might have to get some more lights in here for tomorrow. Okay, so this is really lovely. And then you've got this, I'm going to have to get the catalogue actually, because I don't remember what it's called, but it's so soft. 108. It is called the Forever Greenery Pack. Yeah, so it's a vanilla, so it's a vanilla ribbon, but it looks like linen, and it's really, really soft, really pretty. Oh, you could use it on your embroidery, says Anne. Yes, you could. Right, just bear with me a second. I need to close a door. Noise coming in from the rest of the house. So, okay. So I have one more thing to show you, and then I'm going to catch up on the comments, and then I will start some crafting. So the last thing, I've saved the sparkly thing till last. So the last thing is this, and this is called Forever Gold Specialty Designer Series paper, and there are 6 sheets in here. So you get 3 of this one, which you've got these banners for sentiments or flowers, all sorts of different things. It's gold foil on one side, but it's white on the other side. And I know the reflection is going to be crazy for these things. So I'll put that there and hopefully be able to see. But they're really quite sturdy. It's not flimsy at all. And so you've got 3 sheets of that, and then you've got 3 sheets of these. And these are designed to go on a card front. So let me just grab that and show you. So it would go on like there. So yes, Sarah, they're white on the other side. So if you don't want them gold, you can colour them with your ink pads. They're not shiny. They're smooth on the other side, but they'll take ink. So that's really cool. Okay. So many beautiful things. Okay, so has anyone not had that on their list and now it is on their list? Because that's what happens, isn't it? You see something, you start out with something, you see something, and then you think, oh, no, I need that now. Right, I am just going to scroll back. Okay. Velveteen papers, cling adhesive, yes. So I'm going to be doing a video about the cling adhesive as soon as mine arrives. Claire, yes, there'll be a replay later. Fern sets on Vivian's list. Those hoops are good. Yeah, the hoops are showing as back ordered at the moment, so you might have to wait a little while for those. Jack is asking, if someone wants to gift you Stampin' Up! Products, how does that work? So I run a wish list always for my customers. So you can write a list and I hold it, and then you can tell your friends, family, whoever might be gifting you. I give them my details and they tell me how much they want to spend, and I get things off your wish list for you and get it sent to them, and obviously they can wrap it up and do all of that. Or I can also do gift vouchers. So I have an emailable gift voucher that if people want to do it that way, we can do it that way. Kerry says not many comments from her as she's working on the other laptop. Yeah, that's fine, Kerry. Don't get caught. Yes. So Marion's saying, thanks for showing that the foil elements just pop out. Yeah, you don't have to cut them. What I would say, I always, so this one here, there isn't really any sort of tang where they were stuck. So sometimes with elements that pop out, you just have to run a little emery board over them, but these pop out really cleanly. Okay, so let's do some crafting, shall we? I am going to start out with, I've got to find the right pieces of card, but I'm just going to rearrange a little bit. So whilst I'm rearranging, quick look in your catalogue. What is the stamp set that has a kangaroo in it? What's it called? Right. Oh, I'm looking for a piece of cardstock that does not seem to be here. Okay. Right. I can see it on my other desk. Okay, so a little while ago, a few craft and chats ago, I did a technique and I coloured a block with markers. And when I was doing that, one of the questions was, can you do that technique with a ink pad? And the answer is yes, you could, but I never actually showed it. So I'm going to show it now. So what I've got is an acrylic block and a spritzer, and I'm just going to dab this on here and then dab it on the second colour. So you'll be able to see I've got two colours there, and I've got my spritzer, and I'm actually going to spritz away from this piece of paper. Actually no, what I'll do is I'll move that and I'll spritz so you can see how much. I don't know, 3 or 4 spritzers, and then I'm going to flip it over and just let it do its thing. Okay, and we're going to come back to it in a little while. You can see that the ink will pool in certain areas, but it'll give a really lovely effect. So I'm gonna move that out of the way, and I will show you that one in a little while. But in good Blue Peter style, I have one that I made earlier. Only I don't know where it is, so I might have to use that one. Okay, yeah. Maybe it's buried. Oh no, I found it. I found it. Okay. So here's one I made earlier. I'll bring later on. I'll show you this one when it's dried. Obviously, you can't stamp on this until it's fully dried, because our ink is water-based and it will just bleed, is the word I was looking for. Okay, so yesterday I did say I was actually going to start using some different stamp sets for sentiments, and this is a really brilliant stamp set. It's called a Grand Kid, and if you have grandchildren, this is going to be a brilliant one for you. If you've got teenagers in your world, this is good for you. I love this sentiment. No amount of money could ever show how much I love you, but here's some anyway. That's really cool. A great congratulations. You've got granddaughter and grandson, and so proud of you. And this really lovely happy birthday. So I'm going to be using that happy birthday in a minute. But we're going to start out with this one. So I have got lots of the stamps already mounted. And I'm going to clean them actually away from my desk because the desk's wobbling. So what I'm going to do is just pick up these different colours of ink, and I know all of these colours are going to work together, and I am going to stamp down there with that one. I'm going to put that one there. I'm going to do some smaller leaves up coming off the edges here. I love this one. This one's my favourite one. Oh, Anne says thank you. That she hadn't even seen that one. Honestly, you can go through the catalogue 10 times and you will find something else that you love. It happens to me all the time. Right, so I just need one more stamp to go in that corner. I'm just going to clean it off. Pop that down there like that. And then where's my... Oh! My early espresso ink pad and my happy birthday sentiment. And I'm going to pop that down there at the bottom. And then, you might not have noticed, there are little splats. Oh, and I've realised I'm stamping and you can't quite see what I'm doing. Okay, I've moved it up. So there are little tiny splats. So I am just going to add those. So this is crumb cake. I am not gonna oversplat. That's a technical term. I'm just going to do a tiny little bit, and I am going to get one of the little elements here, which is one of the gold elements. just going to stick that down. Now, ooh, I'm just going to put a little bit of Tombow on my hand. If you've never seen me do this before, don't panic. I'm putting a tiny bit of Tombow on my hand and then using it to put glue on this element here. And then I'm just going to pop it down there. So you've just got a tiny bit of sparkle in there as well. And now I'm going to stick it all together. With my Tombow. And don't worry about the Tombow on my hand, it will dry very quickly. The cardstock that I'm using for this technique, and that's too big. The cardstock that I'm using is, I'm just walking away to my trimmer so I can just get this the right size. The cardstock that I'm using is shimmery white card. There we go, that fits now. Yeah, it's shimmery white card, and it means that you can put water on it, so that's really cool. Oh, Chris is saying that she loves the way that the greens and the crumb cake blend. Yeah, I love that. Oh, I love that. And I love this combination. So this is Pretty Peacock. So there you go, finished card. So you've got a little bit of grunge, you've got a little bit of sparkle, you've got such a cool happy birthday there. The greens are sort of coordinating together, obviously, with your espresso as well. So that's one card done. I promised to show you the piece that I did a minute ago. And it's now, this is pretty much clean. There's a tiny bit of ink on there. But so this looks a lot darker if you compare it. It's exactly the same colour as this one, but obviously this is still wet. So allow it to dry completely. Whatever you do, don't try and stamp on it when it's still a little bit damp because the ink will bleed. Okay, so that's one card. So does anybody have any questions while I get a wet wipe to try and get this glue off my hands? I did say this was definitely going to be a learning experience today of me actually going live in my actual office. So tomorrow I'll have some different things, but now now I've got glue all over my hands. It's not coming off. That's what soap's for. I'll deal with that later. Okay, let's do another card. This is going to be a really simple card. Really, really simple. Because, you know, I love simple cards. And the thing about this as well is that I find, let me just check that's the right size. Yeah. I find men's cards particularly really, really difficult to do. Just because I want something that is general but would be acceptable to lots of different gentlemen. And for me, the leaves really work in that way. But then, you know, I've got friends who love plants and stuff, and you know, I really like it. So let's start out with cleaning some of these stamps because they've all got ink, different colours of ink on them. Okay, so I am going to build up some stamped images And I stamped, so on this card, this is shimmery white. And shimmery white is almost vanilla, but not quite. So if you put it next to white, you'll be able to see, hopefully, the camera will pick it up, that it's not quite white, but it's not quite vanilla either. But you need shimmery white card to do this technique, or watercolor card, but I love shimmery white best. So that's what I tend to use. Okay, so I'm going to stamp that one. And then, oh, that's pear. And then, what else am I going to stamp? This leaf. I'm going to do this one in Pretty Peacock. My Pretty Peacock ink pad is quite quite dry. Hopefully we will get some new re-inkers for that soon. And then I've got a little bit of, what colour is this? Shaded Spruce. Okay. Then I'm going to take some of this beautiful twine, gold thread, and put a bit of snail on the back. If you got my email this morning, you will know that the new Stampin' Seal, which is the replacement for the snail, isn't available yet. I don't have any more information about that at the moment. I'm waiting for Stampin' Up to do an update about it. So I'm hoping again that it's probably just stuck in customs somewhere. So hopefully it will be with us soon. Right. So when you are putting your thread on, pay attention to where you're putting it, because I wanted it down here, not up there. So we'll try that one again. It's a good job we're friends, isn't it? Because you can just giggle at my mistakes. So let's have a look. There we go. Ooh! So I'm actually wrapping it round 3 times. Okay. So, and then I'm just going to sort of move it around so that they cross over a little bit. There we go. And then I'm just going to bring them up a little bit higher because I want them sort of crossing over in that area. Right, let's just pull that back down. Okay, that took way longer than it needed to. I couldn't go a single day without using Peaceful Moments. Have you all bought it yet? Because when you've all bought it, then I might stop using it. So look, punches out, 1.5 inch circle punch. I pre-die cut this, so this is from the circles die. I just wanted a really narrow border. It's always good to see mistakes, says Julie, because we all make them. Yeah, I make lots of them. And it's a good thing. So there. So this is going to go on here like so. And I've got my dimensionals. If you were live with me yesterday, you would have seen my dimensional box of doom. So this is this is all the ends of my dimensionals, and I've got to use them all up. So instead of using pretty hexagon dimensionals, I'm using these. Anne saying that she knows now why I picked the nail colour that I did. Yes, You see? So again, so a quick thing about my nails. This is colour changing nail polish. So it's green when I'm warm and it's blue when I'm cold. So obviously my right hand is warmer than my left hand. It's a bit odd, isn't it, really? It's a bit odd. Anyway, right, so I'm using them up. Using up my dimensionals. So I'm just going to pop that over there. It's probably stuck now to my grid paper. Just going to faff around with that gold thread. Like so. Let's get the Tombow on there. So I am putting this layer on Pear Pizzazz. Ooh. Famous last words. Yeah, so I'm putting it on Pear Pizzazz. And then on a shaded spruce layer. And there you have another very simple card. Just stamping. Just stamping. Roz, I bought it from Amazon. I will put a link to you. They're not very expensive, and they're lots of different shades. It's really cool. Okay, so one last thing. How are we doing for time? Yeah, it is. I've got 5 minutes. I'm going to just do a stepped up version of this. So I'm just going to get my stamped images again. Ooh, that's not so good. Hang on. Let's try that again. Ooh. There we go. Let's get another piece. Let's pay attention to what I'm doing. That's the wrong size as well. Right. Shall we go for third time lucky? Oh dear, I'm so going to get a cup of coffee after this. I have not had enough caffeine today. Right, so we're going to use that one on there. I'll stick a bit there, put one there. I love this because every time you do it, it's going to look different. Oh, right, okay. I'm actually going to stop there and just talk to you about something. Can you see here that there are little dots? Hang on, I'll bring it right up. The ink's actually pooling there. I'm hoping you can see that. That's basically because there is too much ink on that ink pad, and I've over inked it. And this is something that I do. I over ink my ink pads. You don't need to put very much ink on your ink pads. So if that happens to you, just get a spoon and just push the ink. Let me just show you here. Just push the ink away and then work on this area here. And then when that gets a bit dry, you can push the ink back. But it happens when you've over inked the ink pad. And because I knew I was coming on air and I wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to be using any dry ink pads, I've inked everything. So it's my own fault for trying to get ahead of myself. So let me just use the little one again. So, okay, Right, so far exactly the same as the previous card, only I'm now looking for my snail. There we go. Ooh. So let's just wrap this round. And can you see, this is why I'm saying put a little bit of tape so it doesn't unravel. Scissors. Oh no, right, so Roz, it's something that happens occasionally with these distinctive style stamps. Basically, the rubber is etched so deeply, it just sits on the top and it doesn't give you that super crisp image. It's just because I was getting a little ahead of myself and doing the inking before I needed to. So if you just ink your ink pads as and when you need to, it's not going to happen to you. But whenever something like that happens, I like to let everyone know, because then obviously if it happens to you, you'll know in the future. Right, so far exactly the same, and I'll just put my dimensionals on the back. Ooh. Okay, so that's the same. So what I have got, just to step this up, is some die cut pieces to add in. So I hadn't decided how many I was going to use, but it's going to give it like a bit more. We'll go that way with that one, that way with that one, and it's just going to add a bit more dimension to the card. So let's just swap that around. So what I'm going to do is put a little blob of glue here, and so that I can stick these down, and I'm just sticking them down in the center so that they're going to move, so you can see that they'll move, and then the happy birthday, I'll pin them all down. So let's pop that one down there. Ooh. And then I'll pop that one there. And then I'm going to pop the happy birthday over the top. Now, let's see. I can see, I don't know if you can see, that I am missing something up here, something a bit longer. So I'm just going to grab this, stamp it there, and this one with the pear, and pop it up there. Okay, and you'll see in a second when I put this down again. Yeah, I need something in the center as well. Nothing like making a card on the fly. But this is how we craft, isn't it? This is how we work, and we just pop it all down together and then it's finished. Right, let me just move those ink pads out of the way, flip that over, matte and layer it, and then you'll be able to see the stepped up version with all the extra bling and extra elements. Okay, so Faye's asking, how do I come up with so many good ideas? Faye, I love crafting and I love creating, and I just play with it, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't work, and then sometimes you're making a card and you think, oh no, actually I need to do some extra bits on it. So yeah, I don't know where the ideas come from. And, you know, I'm inspired by other people as well. And that's something that I think is really important for you to know. I will see something that somebody's made and think, oh, wow, that's brilliant. And I'll use that as a starting point. So don't be afraid ever to copy things that you've seen, but try and change them up and make them more your own. So there's the two cards. So obviously you've got this stepped up version and this one. And then you've got this one as well, which is the watercolour block. I hope that you have enjoyed my little tour of the catalogue, and also being introduced to this product suite. Tomorrow I will have a whole new product suite for you, more giveaways, and obviously I will do the draw for today for the giveaways. Now if you're watching this on the replay on YouTube, if you leave a comment on YouTube, then I'll be able to include that in the comments. Or you can just email me, amanda@inspiringinkin.com, and just ask to be entered into the draw. Yeah, Julie's saying it's really lovely. She can understand now why you need the dies. Yeah, and that's the thing. Buying things in a bundle is always better. But, you know, I also just love to be able to use the stamps too. Becky's saying it looks lovely, could do with orange and browns too. Absolutely. I will be using this a lot in the autumn. I think reds, browns, oranges, it's going to be amazing. Chris is saying the touch of gold really brings it to life. It absolutely does. Ros is saying this, she's glad there are dies. She doesn't like fussy cutting. Yeah, I like fussy cutting, but I like using dies too. Okay, well, if you've got any questions, then do put a comment up for me. If not, I will love you and leave you. I will go and sort out my crafting desk. Make sure I've got a bit more light for you tomorrow. And hopefully we won't have any more glitching problems. But I'm thrilled that you've joined me again today, and I will really look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. So take care. Bye.